And we have a special guest. Larsa Pippen is here.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, we were just talking about the weather in New York. You were saying that you were excited to come, but then it got a little snowy.
I don't mind the cold. I don't even mind the snow. I just don't like it when it like it's super wet and it's like slushy and slippery. Mm-hmm. I hate that feeling.
Yeah, we actually walked like 20. Yeah.
It
was my idea, too.
I feel like it just destroys like nice shoes. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it does. And then also like, whatever hair situation you have going
it's
on.
over.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Done.
Now let's talk about what you have going on. Your jewelry that you have on, is this your own?
Yes, this is one of my things that I have from Larsa Marie Jewelry. Mm-hmm. I started creating jewelry like a long time ago. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. I always gave all my friends jewelry. I always designed my own jewelry. When I was maybe 5, my dad started giving me jewelry. And so I always collected everything. And I remember exactly when and what occasion it was when my dad gave me stuff. So I feel like it's like a memorable thing. When you give someone jewelry, it's like special. And so that's kind of why I wanted to create my own line.
Do you still have your pieces from your dad? Some of your pieces from your
I
dad?
have everything my dad's ever given me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
Maynard
all of
loves to
those are
give jewelry.
yours. Huh? Everything you wearing is yours.
This and these.
That's nice. And you got the triple piercing?
Yeah.
Okay. Maynard loves to give jewelry as gifts.
Sometimes, yes, I do. I'm a good guy.
Now, let me ask you this as a question. If somebody gave you something and you didn't like it, should you be honest and tell them, I don't like it, and, maybe get something else? Or should you just grin and just take it and wear it?
I kind of feel like it depends who's giving it to you.
Okay. That's fair.
Because I feel like if it's like a guy, then a guy that you care for, I feel like you should take it and wear it, even though you don't like it. Mm-hmm. Just because you wouldn't want to make him feel like he can't buy you anything else or hurt his feelings. I feel like you would take it. But if it was like a girlfriend, then I'd be like, I love it, but it's just not me. Do you care if I return it?
What if it was an engagement ring?
No, we'd have to have a conversation.
Yeah, because
I gotta love it.
If
I'm wearing it every day, I have to love it.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your favorite piece?
I feel like I love my necklaces because they're layerable and really cute.
Now, you're on Real Housewives of Miami. You were on the first season, but then you left, right? What made you decide, okay, I actually will come back and rejoin the cast?
I feel like when I was on, it was 12 years ago, I was married. My kids were really young. It was hard and it was challenging because my ex didn't really want me to be on the show. Mm-hmm. So fast forward, I came back to the show because my kids are older. I feel like I'm in Miami. I figured, why not just do the show?
What's been the biggest difference from the first time you were on to present day being on the show? What's been the biggest difference in terms of your experience?
I feel like when I was on the show before, I was really like a housewife.
Yes.
And this time around, I feel like I'm independent. I like working. I like making my own money. I want to be, in charge of my own destiny. I feel like, and now I'm in that vessel where I get to make my own decisions. I was married at 21 years old. So I feel like I really didn't have control over anything.
Right.
I was still in college when I met Scotty. So it was my whole life is different now than it was then. I'm kind of living my 20s again. It's great.
You were having a good time. Maynard, before you came in, he was like, what I like about her is that she really don't give a F what people think.
Right. I like that about you, that your level of not caring is different because you got to understand.
It's top tier.
It's top tier because it takes a lot to not care about what other people think, right? Because a lot of times we do things and it's reflected through the eyes of others. So you live in your life at a way where people talk a lot, but it doesn't seem like you ever phased.
No, because I feel like I'm a good person. At the end of the day, I always do the right thing. As long as my family's good, my parents, my kids are good, we're all doing well, we're all happy. That's all that matters to me. I feel like people are always going to hate. When you're doing the right thing, I've always done the right thing and people have hated on me.
That's right.
And I feel like people never wanted to see me win. I feel like when I left my ex, a lot of times people want to see you, they can't imagine you without that person. So you're automatically at a negative.
Right.
They're like, oh, I hope she doesn't get this. I hope she doesn't get that. And every time I've had obstacles, I feel like God keeps blessing me.
You know what? Sometimes I think as women too, people also assume that, and especially being married to somebody like Scottie Pippen, they assume that you have what you have because of him, and that outside of that, you don't have anything. But
Right.
you've always done your own thing and been an entrepreneur. I saw your new condo that you got.
I
in
saw the
Miami.
photos.
Yeah, it looks
You guys
amazing.
got to come over.
But I think people need to understand that too, that just because you're married to somebody that may have been who they are, that doesn't mean you don't have anything going on.
No, totally. I feel like I used to manage his whole life. So it wasn't like I was just sitting there, going shopping every day, doing my nails. I managed his whole life. I have 4 amazing kids that I raised. A lot of people take things and they just see him, like you said, from the
Right.
lens of their own experiences.
Right.
I see everything in a positive light. I see you
Indeed.
can tell me the craziest story. A person did this. I'm like, good people make bad
No
decisions.
judgment. So let me ask
That's
you.
how I think.
Do you feel like, like you still live in the shadow of your other relationship, even in your new relationship? Like every time you turn around, it's like, Scotty's ex or Scotty's ex-wife.
I feel like I've kind of like made my own lane, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like in a different place now. And it probably is because of Housewives.
Yeah.
I've kind of branched off because I feel like I was really like in like the basketball world, and now I'm kind of in a different, lane.
Because I'll say for me, I didn't know who you were until you were no longer with him. Like I didn't, like I
Right.
heard your name, Larsa. I'm like, oh, who's that? And I feel like that's because you are on your own, you're independent. So
Now, I was dead wrong, and I want to say Marcus Jordan is here too, and I love Marcus. All right,
Marcus, we want you to talk sometimes.
yeah, he's like no,
Low-key.
but I went to the grand opening for Historic Trophy Room in Orlando. I think Marcus is amazing. Like, and when you guys first started dating, I don't know if you were dating or not yet, but when you were pictured together, I was on the Breakfast Club, and I was like, no, they're just out eating, like they know each other.
But
they're
we
friends.
were.
Yeah, okay,
We
so
weren't
that's what I
dating.
wanted to clarify.
Yeah. We really weren't dating. We actually met at a party 4 years ago, and I feel like a lot of people want to like spin things like, oh, they've known each other their whole life. And I'm like, by the way, we did not. I just met him 4 years ago. When his dad and Scotty played together, they were like not together. His mom and dad were not together. I was in college. We missed each other. We missed that little era. So it's like we were friends. We met 4 years ago. We were friends. We have mutual friends. So we were like in the same group like a lot. And it's funny because I was trying to set him up with all my friends.
Wait a minute,
Really?
what?
Marcus had his own goal.
Really?
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I don't want them. I want you.
Wait a minute.
I was literally like telling all my friends in Miami, I'm like, you gotta make time to meet him. He's so cute.
Did he ever go on any dates with any of your friends?
No.
Good
You know
job.
what he was doing.
No, but I
Good job.
literally was like, I would hype him up to all my friends. I'm like, he's a great guy. You should date him. You guys, he's coming to town. He's coming to Miami. You guys should hang
He
out.
probably was making up excuses.
Guys are
and-
so sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus, was this your goal, like in your head?
No, there was no goal. We're like best friends.
We really are. We just have fun together. I feel
that's
like we
good.
have
That's
a lot of
dope.
like similarities. We're both from Chicago. We both love basketball. We both love business stuff. We're both very, very family oriented. I feel like it's like we have a lot of similar things, like upbringings.
So when did things shift? When was it like, well, forget my friends?
And how did you know? Like, oh, wait a minute.
We honestly were hanging out as friends, and then like the more and more we spent time together, it was just like inevitable.
Sparks was flying.
I
Yeah,
know.
but it
That's the
wasn't-
best thing when you start off as friends, though. I'm going to be honest. I always feel like in relationships, y'all should be friends first before anything. And I feel like that really sets the foundation.
No, it really does, and I'm like lucky I get to hang out with my best friend.
Oh.
Because I know on Real Housewives, they were trying to act like you weren't being honest.
But but that's
yeah.
the thing. You know what I think? Like a lot of times publicly, people think that there's like more to the story.
Because sometimes there is.
But like in this case, there wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, really, we're just friends. We're just like friends. We're just hanging out. And like we lived in 2 different states. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like we were together all the time. But when they would see us together, they would always be like, oh, they're together. I'm like, by the way, that's not what it was.
Right.
Until they saw that kissing photo and they're like, okay,
Here we go.
they're not just friends anymore.
I mean, everything happens for a reason, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to rejoin for another season?
I think so. I think it's been a good experience for me, hanging out with like strong women. I like the camaraderie. I live in Miami. It's like perfect.
What's the toughest part about being on the show?
Maybe, I don't know. It's a lot of cat fights. I'm not really a fighter.
Okay.
I feel like I don't like to start the drama, but I'm from Chicago. Like if you start it, I'll finish it type thing.
Oh, okay.
But I
Spicy.
don't want to be that person. But sometimes it's like you're forced to be that person. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to be that person. But they started calling me like the larcenist.
The larcenist.
Because I just like,
Set a fire.
You start fires?
No, they did say you exaggerate, right?
Fire
That
starter.
I
sometimes-
don't. But I don't. I just feel like if you say one bad thing about me, I will say 2 bad things about you. That's
Oh,
kinda
she'll
how
double
works.
it up.
Yeah.
Got
Okay,
it.
I like
I
that.
mean, I just feel like isn't that what normal people do? Like, don't talk about me. And I
We're
always
all
talk about you.
larcenists.
Yeah, I love that. I love the larcenist. That's kind of, you got to do something
should
with that
use
name.
that.
Yeah, she got to do something
You
with
gotta
that.
do, yeah.
That's kind of like been my nickname. I don't know.
I
use
feel
that.
like that could
I'm
be
like a
something.
lover though. I'm like, I'm not even like that.
Do you feel like you're misunderstood on this show? Or do you feel like it's pretty accurate what we see on this show?
Well, I feel like, when you're put in a situation where like some people bring out the best in you and some people
Yes.
don't bring out the best in you.
Okay.
So sometimes some people bring out the best in me and sometimes they don't bring out the best in me. So you get to see, we're all layered. There's a lot
Yes.
of different
Right.
layers
Yes,
to
yes,
us. So I
yes,
feel
yes.
like, you know what I
She's
mean?
like, yeah. It's
fun.
But is Marcus going to be on the new season?
I don't know, Marcus. You're gonna be on a new season.
Yes or no, Marcus?
You're working on it?
It sounds like perhaps.
Oh, that is so sweet. What a nice
What
guy.
is our best friend?
Good guy here.
Yeah, that's a good guy. So, but look, it was, I guess, somewhat controversial just because of the history between, Scotty and Michael Jordan. So what was that like for you? Did you have some hesitation at all? Thinking like, man, this is going to be like
A thing.
Yeah. I think we both kind of did, to be honest with you. Like, it wasn't something like, it's weird because like there's like a billion, how many billions of people? Like 6 billion people in the world, right? Like,
And
what are
here
the
y'all
chances
go.
that,
Right.
right. But I just feel like it's like falling into a hole. You don't really see it sometimes. You just kind of fall into it. You know what I'm saying?
And how is it with the families now? Like with the
Everyone's
kids,
good.
everybody's
Everyone's
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's good. I think people at the end of the day want to see you happy. I feel like I want to be happy. He wants to be happy. Our families want to see us happy. And if you're with someone that makes you happy and brings out the best of you, then like, why not?
Now, other business ventures that you have going on, let us know, because I want people to know, Larsa Pippen, you have the jewelry. You also obviously are on Real Housewives of Miami, but what else do you have going on?
I've like invested in a lot of tech companies. So that's like my thing too. So I invested in like Tonal. You're familiar with Tonal?
Oh, yeah, the workout.
that?
That's the
Yeah.
workout thing. I love that. I tried that actually.
Tonal.
Yeah, it's like an amazing workout. It's digital training, and it's like you can get a full body workout. I love it so much. I do it every single day, and
It's really hard too, by the way. Like
Yeah.
when you put the weight on, you don't feel like you look at it, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything,
I
but
thought
the
it was-
resistance.
So I thought it was on the phone. Like I thought it was.
no,
virtual.
it's an equipment you hang on your wall. It's like a painting that you hang
Oh,
on
it's
your
like a
wall.
mirror thing, right?
Yeah.
But it has pulls and like weights.
Oh,
It's digital
okay.
like weight training.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
it's really cool. And then I've invested in like a company called Halo. It's a dog collar company. It keeps track of your dog. It has an invisible fence. So like if you wanted your dog to play in the backyard, it's really expensive to put an invisible fence in your backyard. But this is like easy. You just set up borders and your dog won't leave the area.
How do you decide what you want to invest in?
I only want to do things that I'm passionate about. I love dogs. I have 2 dogs. I love jewelry. I love drama. So I'm on Housewives. So it all just makes sense for me. It's things that I love and I want to do and I'm passionate about.
And what do you do for yourselves when it's time to kind of like wind down? Because I also know for a fact that it isn't easy sometimes to have people like talking shit about you and going on social media and now this person's saying that and it's not true. Sometimes it can get a little overbearing. As much as we want to say we're strong and it doesn't bother me and I signed up for this, so it is what it is. But at times it could be the wrong day, right? What do you do for yourself?
I feel like I just surround myself with like positive people. We're all human. We all want to be happy. We all want to be successful. Like I just want to be around people that like empower me and I empower. I don't want to be around people that are just like negative, talking shit about other people. Like I'm not a part of that community. You know what I mean? I never have been. That's probably why I don't really care what other people think.
What about your kids, like your son? Because they do have social media and they are seeing stories. So how does that dynamic, when you speak to him about stories that they run in about you, about your relationships or whatever, how does that work?
We're really close. My kids and I are like best friends, so we kind of talk about everything. We discuss everything. They're a part of everything with me. So before anything comes out, they already know the real story. They already know the real thing. So we kind of laugh about it while we're having dinner, while we're like baking cupcakes. We talk about everything. And I feel like my kids are really well grounded. They're like really good kids. They're focused on sports in school. And, that's basically it.
Are you open to having more kids?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
She like, damn.
I don't know. I feel like I have 4 kids. They're great. They're all smart. They're all cute.
They are cute.
They
I was
are.
saying
Yeah,
that
we were
earlier.
looking
I
at
was
them.
like, kids are good
They're
looking.
so sweet. And they're like such good kids. I'm so proud of them.
Marcus, I saw a story about you maybe going back to play basketball again.
Nah, there's no truth to that.
Okay, you saw that, right?
There's a lot of stories. I feel like there's so many stories. I don't even know, like,
What's the craziest story you've seen about?
well, they're saying we're having a baby. I'm like, we are?
Oh,
I just-
Jasmine just started that
No,
just
listen,
now.
No,
I just asked
that's been online. That's
No, I
been
just
online.
asked that because I know women sometimes want to continue to have children, like when they, so I
I don't know. I feel like I just read that. We just read that. And we were like,
Yeah.
So that's
was
false.
it on the Jasmine brand?
it was not.
The Jasmine.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, is there anything that you want to say that you want people to know about you that maybe they don't know? Because I think this is a good opportunity for you to say, okay, so I just want to put it out there. Larsa Pippen,
I feel like I'm happy. I'm independent. I feel good. I feel like my kids are in a great place. I'm doing everything every other person wants to do. I just feel like sometimes I get judged because, our age difference. If he was 16 years older, like we wouldn't be having conversations like sometimes about the age thing. Or if I wasn't married to someone famous, like I wouldn't, I feel like I'm a person. I want to live my life. I want to be happy. And that's kind of what I'm doing,
Yeah, you definitely are.
I am.
And looking good doing it, too.
I know, right?
I saw everybody on the show talking about your butt. They were like, oh, my God, she has the most perfect.
Oh, my gosh. That was the one compliment they gave me. I had 10 other haters on that show.
How do I get your butt?
I'll get you a tonal.
Okay.
I knew she was going to say that.
Yeah, I'll get you a tonal.
Okay.
Get to do those squats on tonal.
It's a great workout.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Marcus, always good to see you, too.
Next time we'll have Marcus talk a little bit more.
Marcus actually has been on the Breakfast Club, but I always am like, Marcus, you got to come do an interview. He was like, I'm going to do it when I have something that I want to.
Exactly.
But he always has stuff going on. He's just low key.
Or you got to come back.
I keep it low key.
Yeah.
You know how my family is. We're private.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at not Mano.
I'm low key.
Okay.
Sure, Mano. You like a low key guy though, right? That's a good balance.
Yes.
Because you have to be out there. You're more public, and then I think that's a good like I'm gonna just mind my business and.
I mean, because they're gonna talk anyway. Because it's her, right? So.
Sometimes when people write things too, you be more concerned about the people who care about you. When they see it, they get mad.
Oh, no, my friends want to fight every day. Like, literally. Like, they're always like, oh, my God, I wish I was there. Oh, my God. I'm like, I know. I don't, like, I'm kind of, like, very present. So whatever I do, I'm kind of present. So, like, right here, when I'm with you, I'm, like, very, like, absorbing all your, like, energy and stuff. But when I leave, I'm never going to talk about this again.
Okay.
Ooh, I wish I could live like that.
Yeah, I don't really like...
I don't give a F-ness.
That's
yeah,
what
but
Mano
that's
said.
like the best vibe because I feel like even like relationships I've had in the past, like people be like, "Oh, do you have those pictures?" I'm like, "I deleted them." Like,
Ooh.
it was fun while it lasted, but
cold.
once
Yeah,
I
you
move
got
on, it's like a
deleted.
whole new, a whole new day.
How did you get like that?
I don't know. I'm just really happy. I don't know. I just
No,
feel
I
like
mean
I
just
don't
as
really.
far as even deleting stuff and
I delete everything. I'll delete like text messages. Like once I'm done with someone, I'm like, it was fun. It was a chapter in my life, and I'm gonna move on. So
we need
that's it.
evidence.
No, because
In
what
case
do you
somebody
need it
tries
for?
to
You
touch
But then
know,
you just want to
Be
keep
like, hold
going
on.
back to
No,
it. Yeah,
'cause
you're
it's
right.
like,
We need to
I don't
delete
want to
it.
keep that energy. I don't care what I feel like I don't need proof. I know.
All right, I'm about to
I live
delete
in
my
my
stuff.
truth.
So everybody else, they go back to a zero. It's like they diminish.
Yeah,
It
but
didn't happen.
basically.
It just
Basically,
gone.
I leave it in like good terms. Like I enjoyed my time. It was an experience. I learned from you, and yeah, it was great.
Wow, that is
I need to start taking lessons from her.
I know. You're going to do it. You
'Cause I
should
don't-
do
I-
a course.
a course on this.
Yeah, I need a course.
should.
I don't
How to
read
not
on
give
good
up.
terms. And
How
I
to be
don't-
an arsonist.
Yeah.
A larcenist.
Larcenist.
Larcenist,
Yeah,
but honestly, like
Yeah.
I'm not even like that because my vibe, literally, like I said, I'm very present. When I leave, I don't really talk about anybody.
Right.
I've never said anything bad about anybody. If you think about it, like I don't really talk.
Well,
about
you do if they say something about you. You say something.
Right, but I'll say
two
to their
times.
face.
Yeah, okay.
I won't say it behind their back. I'm very present. So if you say something to me, I'm going to say it.
I'm a
back.
pre- I mean,
one
being
of the
present.
Very
things on
present.
the show was Nicole was mad that you said that she slept with the whole hospital, and then you did apologize.
Well, a lot of people said that on the show. It wasn't just me, by the way.
We probably liked it better when you said it.
I'm a larcenist, so probably.
Yes.
Oh my God! All right, well, thank you so much again for coming to join us. It was a pleasure to meet you.
So fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to do this.
We'll have
every day.
drinks next time.
Yes.
We could have had him today,
We
but
could
I
have.
know she's got a lot
Understand.
going on.
I got to do Andy's show tonight.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
you'll be drinking on there.
Yeah, for sure.
we'll be watching. And if you have anybody from Mano, you know,
Yeah. Since you wanted to hook,
there's a lot of.
why don't you just, all the
'Cause I'm-
people that you were trying to put on Marcus, why don't you just,
Yeah, and I'm low key.
well,
Yeah, right.
you're not low key though, so.
Even Marcus laughed at that.
Yeah. Larsa
She look like-
I ain't put my
You're
friends
a
with
little bit
him.
more of a liability. Like I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know you like that. I'm just saying. Like,
larcenist.
You might be
Wow.
accurate. You might
no,
be
I
right.
just no, because I
might be
feel
right.
like I don't know you personally, but I just feel
Wow.
like you might be a little more high risk.
Really?
Wow.
There's like a 1 to 10 risk factor, and I
I'm
feel like
what?
He's a high risk investment.
not high, but
Like
you're
what,
just
around
like
6?
What number?
6, 7?
yeah, you're a tight 6
but
and a
with,
half.
but with the high risk comes a great reward. right?
Exactly.
It's-
No,
it-
because you just need the right person to make you your best version
Right.
of you. That's all you need is the
I
right
mean,
person.
something that looks high risk to one may not be a risk
another.
at all. to
No,
another,
right.
So,
Goodness.
you know, and then we know a lot about perception because the way people perceive things may not always be what it really is. People perceive you to be one way and it may not be, right?
Oh God, Mano.
You're right.
Gift of gab.
Yeah.
Over there.
You
You're
done
right.
turned this whole thing around.
No, you're right. But I do feel like this. I feel like people should know what they sign up for. So, for instance, for me, like
Yes.
before I dive into the pool, I need to know
Right.
the temperature, how deep it is, and if I can swim in it.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not trying to dive into a pool that I don't know, what the risk factors are.
This will be at her course that she's teaching as well.
Right.
So that's a no for hooking him up with one of your friends.
It's a no for me, dog.
No, I have to find.
no for me, dog.
I have to find.
See,
find
they
a
was
friend that
already
can handle it.
friends. They was already friends. And
They
it
just
was
met
easy.
4 years before that.
Right, but it was easy for her to present him because it was like he was a
You're
good
right.
dude. She don't know me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I
She'll know
can't
the
even
temperature, the
vouch
depth.
for him. I
Yeah.
can't
Right.
vouch for this
Okay,
guy.
but you can say that. You can say I can't vouch for
this
him.
guy.
Right.
He
She
is a-
said, it's a no for me, dog.
It's a no, for
No,
me,
I didn't
dog.
say it like that. I just said I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like you have to. I feel like for
No, you said I was high risk though.
No, only because I feel
hard
like you
6.5.
because you've never been married, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay, I didn't know.
5 times.
No, he's lying.
Oh.
You're already lying.
I'm saying like I think like you're gonna need a specific woman that comes in and just like knocks you out. Like you're just obsessed with her, and then
there.
that'll be the woman that you're gonna be with. Like it needs to be someone strong. It's got her stuff together where she just like comes in and takes over,
Indeed.
and then you're just like sprung and you're
He
like.
has someone in mind.
Let's leave that alone.
Wait, I'm not gonna
Let's
say
put
it.
that-
Oh, well, you
leave
can
that
tell me
alone.
later.
No,
yeah, we'll tell her after.
Let's leave it
But
alone.
it still felt like a no. But
Yeah, it was a no, definitely.
it still
It's a
felt
no
like
for me, dog.
It was a nice no. It's a no for me, dog.
But thank you so much again,
you,
and we'll be
guys.
watching and keeping up with you. We're glad that you're coming back for the next season too,
Thank you. Thank
and
you,
that
guys.
Marcus will be on there with you as well. I
will.
cannot wait to see him open up.
Oh, yeah. He's going to talk.
So cute.
All right, way up.